How you doing? If you guys are a little disturbed by the droning of the fan, I'll try to do something about that in the audio. My name's Anthony Gray. Welcome to another episode of Grayscale Painting. I'm gonna do something a little different today. A buddy of mine asked about a cabin. How to draw a cabin. There's a few ways to do it. You can do it the freehand way, you can do it the way with the palette knife, or you can kind of do it the architectural way, using the vanishing points left and right. All right, this will be represented by, as you can see, the pencil line, the horizon line. Anything to the right will go towards the right. Anything meant to go to the left will go towards the left. All right, but your straight up and down lines will be at a perfect 90-degree angle, which gives you the illusion of three-dimensional object on a one-dimensional space. All right, okay then. So first off, we'll just start off with the rectangle, which will represent the cabin. Now you can have, this horizon line can also represent your eye level line. So if you were standing upright, you would look this way, obviously at this height. All right. So what I'm going to do is I may keep it here for a second, then I'm going to zoom in. All right. So let's establish at least the height of the cabin. All right. And which direction do I want this thing to aim? I think I'll have the cabin kind of the long side aim towards the right. All right. Okay, like I say, once again, now this horizon, these vanishing points right here, they're called vanishing points with a dot on them. They're kind of close. This is an 11 by 15 inch double glued watercolor paper. This is actually, because this watercolor paper, it's got a coarse side and it's got a flat side. I'm using the flat side today. All right. So we want the long side of the cabin to be here. So I will just put a guiding line right about here. All right. Now the short side of the cabin, where the door would be, will be probably, I might put it right about here, maybe. All right, now we're gonna gauge our height and everything with the middle line and try to keep everything in its perspective. Now that you know all the sides will meet toward that dot on each side, I'm gonna bring the camera in. How do I want this guy to be? Well, you can say it's a perfect 90-degree angle for your upward, I'll put it right about here. I'm gonna put these pencil lines in kind of dark so you can see them. Now, I wanna show you something. To get the proper perspective of your building, all right, you would start with your angle, and then I'm going to connect the bottom and the top. All right. So that will be the door area of this cabin. And what I'm going to do also is I'm going to erase the line in here. Now, this eraser hasn't been used very much, believe me. So I'm going to take some of the residual stuff off of there so I can get a nice, semi-nice, clean, there, like that. I'm gonna try to get my head out of the way also. Now, how long do I want this cabin to be? Well, before I judge how long, let's put another light line meeting this horizon line out there, okay? I guess I'll have this fellow about, I'll put him, yeah, this will be fine right about here. So I'll strengthen this line right here. All right, and once again, will erase the horizon line through this so you don't get confused. Just wipe that away. Just wipe away some of this residual stuff here too. Get rid of that. And we'll get rid of some of this too. Okay, so right now you got a nice little rectangle going on there. This is the long side. This is the side where the door would be. Okay. All right. It really does not matter where you like to place your door. Okay. I can put it on the near end. I can put it on the further end. It does not matter. But as you can see, represented, I'll move the camera over here. But everything is going to be represented by that horizon line on the left. That vanishing point. That's the vanishing point. Okay. So it depends on how tall you want the door also. So we'll put the door about right here. Now, I'm gonna keep this because I'll put the top of the window maybe right about here. So we'll put the top of the window here. I'll just bring it, slide it down. I'll put the bottom of the window right here. I'll just put a line there representing that. Now remember, your vertical lines are a perfect 90-degree angle. So it wouldn't be too difficult to kind of match the windows. Then we'll place the door in. Now right now we're starting with just basic geometric shapes. All right, just like that. I want to show you something real fast here. We're going to build into 3 dimensions. All right, let's move over here. So the inside frame of the door, you just put a nice little line right at this corner, right here. Okay. We'll do the same thing right here. The inside window frame, right in here, the inside of the window. And once again, you go at that 90-degree angle. And you do the same thing here. Now, I'm gonna go back to the one on the left. And we're gonna put the bottom pane in, like so. And you can put if you want, you can put the bottom of the door in there. So now you're starting to get 3 dimensions inside this rectangle. You follow me? Now what I just did for that window, we're gonna do for the same thing on this other side. What you're gonna do is place the dot right there. Okay? It's right here. Now you're gonna go in this direction. So now, geometrically, these windows will be even, believe it or not. Put another dot right here, representing the bottom of that window, and you bring it here. Just like that, nice little guiding line there. So, on both sides of this rectangle, the windows will be represented are the same height. This is your proper perspective, okay? And once again, we'll just kind of match. Now, as you go further back, the window will be represented a little smaller because it's a little further back. So it's not as wide or as long as the previous window. You got me? And since you've already established your line, basically you just kind of trace over the meeting points. Back in the olden days, they used to do complete skyscrapers and buildings and homes, just like what I'm doing now, but even more exact. Okay. And once again, I'll get rid of these guidelines here just to clean it up and so you can understand how everything kind of matches. All right. Okay. Let's deal with that roof. You can pretty much kind of figure out. Now, if you don't know how, I'll show you this way. If you don't know where the center part of your roof would be, you would go and put a very light line to each opposing corner of the building. Very light line. You're going to draw the letter X. Go on the other side and you're going to put the nice light line right across. There is the middle of your building right here. All right, see that dot? That's the middle of your building. So you take your ruler. Now, how high you want your roof is entirely up to you. Okay. If you want that to be the height, that's fine. If you want a little taller, a little shorter, definitely up to you. And now you're gonna put that angle of your roof. Now you can have it here at the corner, or you can have it a little bit beforehand. It's really up to you. I'm gonna put mine a little beforehand here, before the corner. I can put it either on the corner or a little bit below. I'm gonna put mine a little bit below. All right, just like this. I drew the little dot so you can see, so I got it past that corner, right here. This is very important. You're gonna go on the other side because you want the exact pitch. You follow me? So you don't want a lopsided, crooked roof. Now, you see where this bottom is right here? You're gonna match that right there. You're gonna match that bottom. We'll put it a little bit past, right about here maybe. Okay, somewhere in that area. And you just take your line and you just match it. Now you can have it come like a little bit past that if you want, or you can put it right here. It's really up to you, as long as you keep within that height. Here, let's put a straight line. As long as you keep within the height of that. You can angle it narrow like this, or you can angle it wide. I'm gonna keep it wide, meet it right where the dot is. I'm gonna put it in there pretty dark. So your angled roof will look somewhat like that. All right. Okay. Let's go back to this side over here. Let's switch that over on this side. You match that top to the vanishing point on the right hand side and make a nice light line, just like that. All right, you can kind of see it start to come together now. Okay. Here's the bottom of that roof. Nice light line there. We're gonna go a little bit past the corner edge of that house and try to keep that same angled pitch there. And we'll put it right there. Now, I'm going to erase some lines here. I'm going to erase some lines, and I'm going to darken another line here. So let's get that out of there. And we're going to darken this line. I usually, when I do these, I don't darken the lines too much. But there you go. That's the basic setup of your house, more or less. Okay. Very, very simple geometric type of shape for your cabin. Okay. Now, I'm gonna just do this little extra thing here. I'm just gonna, cause you know, the cabin's kind of got that piece of wood, that little piece of framing there. And what I'm going to do is just match that right up in there like that and go straight down. Take this line, go straight down. And it's up to you if you want to add this. I would. Okay. But you know, it's entirely up to you how you want to do it. There. All right, now you got your roof kind of put right in there. There you have it. Now for the chimney, because you know you don't want to light a fire, you have no place for it to escape, right? So for your chimney, you match that angle. Once again, match that angle. Put the chimney wherever you really want. Make it as large as you want or as small as you want. There's the angle right there. All right. I'm going over here towards my right, the bottom part of the chimney. And basically you just plant the square there. I'll just bring it right toward the end. It's okay. Remember that perfect 90-degree angle. We're going to go upward. All right. I'm going to go upward here. A light one, just a light one. And we're going to put the top there. We're going to go light on the other direction. Just put a nice light one there. And then you match that angle. See, very geometric. Just like that. Once again, I will erase all the extra stuff. I'll probably zoom in and let you see this thing. Get the corner out of there. I'll darken the chimney here. And there you have it. The only thing that's really missing, obviously, is the log shapes and whatnot. But that's basically it. Now let's do the interior of these windows on the opposite side. Do you remember how to do that? Remember, if you got your windows here on the right hand side, your interior stuff is gonna aim toward the left. A nice little line right there. Now that one line can guide the rest of those windows. Watch. I'll meet it there and just put a light line there. So now you got a guide for your second window back there. All right. And remember the 90-degree angle, going straight up. Do it again here. You don't have to worry about the size and distance because it's automatically there. All right. And you pretty much have your completed, well, it's basically right now it looks like a house until you put the log cabins in there, but that's basically your cabin right there. Okay, now what I'm going to do is just take away some of these guidelines here a little bit better. So it looks like a completed little house there, little cabin. All right, just like that. Now, remember, you still got your horizon line, all right? But your horizon line can now be the back end of a yard or bushes or trees, or, you know, whatever you want. Or you can make it a little lower. Okay, you can have the house sit lower. It doesn't matter if the horizon line is there or not. You already established it already by your house. Okay, so you can have the land a little bit lower, a little bit higher. It really doesn't matter at this point. So I guess I'll sketch in something like that, and something like that. All right, so it's a little bit lower than the horizon line. It's fine. Okay, so you can actually have it, you know, looking that way. Really up to you. All right, okay. I guess what I can do is just use a marker and pretty much sketch it out. So when it comes to actually sketching the house, cabin, whatever you want to call it, it's definitely up to you what type of marker you want to use. I do have a thicker, I would use a permanent marker on this permanent. This is kind of thin, but we'll kind of work with it. All right, but what I want to do is establish the logs at least. Okay, so let's move this over. So establishing the logs for this guy. Let's start here at the, we'll start right here. I'll put a dot here, put a dot here, put a dot here, put a dot here, put a dot here. I'll put an imaginary dot right there. I'll put a dot here, I'll put a dot here, I'll put a dot here. There's a reason for this, and I'll put a dot right there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom this in a little bit so you can see what I'm actually doing. I'll bring this down a little bit. I'll already zoom in on it. Let's see if I can get it focused here. Excuse my elbow. hitting the camera. Okay, so I guess I'll establish some of the log patterns with this. And what I'm going to do, I'll start on the left hand side over here. Let's see, it might be a little far away. So I'll back it up a little bit so I'll show you exactly what I'm doing. That should be good right there. Okay, you're gonna take your ruler and your marker, and you're gonna start establishing some of those little log bits in there. All right. This will slowly come together. You never move this ruler off that dot. All right. And I'm creative license. See, that's why that imaginary line was there, that imaginary dot. Now, this is just one method of doing it. All right. Maybe you would prefer another way of doing this. It's entirely up to you. But by the time I'm done with this, I'll probably make a traceable of this. You can take this cabin and do it many different ways. Up to you. Really up to you. But as I'm doing this, doing it this way, by the time I'm done with the detailing and everything of this cabin, by the time you're done painting your picture, it's going to look like a black and white photograph because you have this surrounded by all that color. All right. Okay. But like you see, I skip a few things just to make it look kind of like, wood. Let's go over here on this side. We're going to do the same exact thing, but this time you really don't need to because you got your guide right here already. And you're gonna follow those lines. I'll go this way. Just like that. You follow it again, match up. This is the important part, to keep that perspective going. All right. Like I said, this is just one way to do it. You can actually do this whole thing detailed in pencil and then just do the rest off in color if you would like. Definitely up to you. Just like that. All right. Okay. Here's the fun part. You start making the log shapes. So you just think of it as a backwards letter C. See that? You see how it's starting to look? Let's continue that. Here's the inside window. Do the inside window. The inside, the part closest to you. Add them in there. Look at that. Okay. That's how you would add that in there. You could pretty much do that here. Slightly bow it out a little bit. Same thing here. Just like that. If you want to bowl them in inside, you can, or you can just keep it straight. I'll just keep mine straight right here. And see, some of this I'll freehand. It's just quicker for me to freehand. I'm so used to doing this. I don't really have to use a ruler for every little thing. I can freehand little things like that. Okay. All right. Let's go over on the other side. Notice I'm not really messing with that corner that's facing us. But really this part here, kind of bow it in Now it looks like a very slight letter C. Just like that. And the inside here, you can pretty much get away with the same thing. You can kind of put a little bow in that. See that? Just like that. Look at that. I could get away with maybe popping another one in there. I'll just pop another one in there. It's no big deal. Okay. All right. I'm not really worried about the bottom. Simply because there's going to be grass there, hills, rocks, or whatnot. So I'm not really concerned about the bottom. All right. This door. Now the same thing you did here for this window, you do it on the opposite side for the door. Look at that. All right. You can do the same thing here. You can bow it out a little bit. Just like that. Get a part of a bow here, and then we'll just finish it off with the. You don't have to use the ruler. I mean, it's really up to you. I don't have to add here for the inside. I don't really have to add this bottom part at all. Okay. I can make this a little thinner too. I'll just stop it right here, and I'll just come here with it. Just like that. All right. Same thing with this fella here. So I'm hoping what I'm showing you will help you out. I'll thin that window out too. Doesn't have to be that thick. All right, there you go. Okay. All right, let's do the roof. Up to you. Actually, it'd be interesting for me to freehand the roof. I don't have to have it super exact, so I'll just freehand the roof, make it look kind of wiggly and rough, just like that. And we'll kind of roughen the roof a little bit. It's okay. It will make the roof look like it was actually built. So I'm deliberately putting little wiggles in it. All right. Deliberately doing that. Okay. I don't necessarily have to use the ruler for the roof either. Too. I can kind of make the roof kind of worn, kind of pitch it a little bit, put a little dent in there, come back up like that. The roof has been through a little something. It's just a guide. You do the same thing with this pitch right here. All right. I can come down with it. I don't need a ruler for that. And once again, I can make my roof a little kind of crooked. Come up here, come back down like that. All right, do the same thing for that outside. That outside might look a little ragged there, just like that. Okay. So now it looks a little beat down. Okay. This chimney. Watch what I'm going to do with the chimney here. Let's make a stone chimney. So we're going to have little odd looking circles like this. And put a small one in there. Have it come like that. See that? All right. And then you just do the other ones. You don't have to have it to match either. See like this? And put a stone one right in the middle, kind of have it bow out. See this? And a little. Now you got your stone roof in there, or your stone chimney. All right. Now that I've pretty much established what's what with this guy, okay, if I really wanted to add even more kind of detail to this, I can add little like wood panel kind of shapes Look at this. I'll just kind of get the wood kind of squiggly, make odd little shapes. Don't have nothing connect. And you can do this for the whole thing. I'm going very light with it, just adding little squiggles here and there. And how I'm getting away with this is that I'm still keeping with the perspective lines in there. All right. That's how I'm getting away with doing what I'm doing here. See that? I don't have to add too many. By the time I'm done with this, it's definitely going to look like a log cabin. You don't have to have everything connect. Your eye is going to connect this for you. So it's going to look extremely detailed, like you put more work in it than it looks. You skip a few. You don't have to totally do them all. And you just keep moving. Keep it going. You can get even more detailed than what I'm doing. It all depends on how much work you want to put into it. Now, if I made a traceable out of this, I should have taken a picture of this first and then did it. This might confuse everybody. But then again, all you need really is the outside and the key parts of it. But I also did this for you to learn how to do it on your own. So you have two vanishing points left and right. Okay. Two vanishing points, the left side and the right side. All right, then you got your horizon line, which is your eye line. Okay, but when it comes to actual land, you can have the land higher, you can have the land lower. It doesn't matter because your cabin establishes your eye line already. Okay, all right. So let's get with this fella in here. I'm gonna do something a little different here because this is the shading part of the cabin where the roof overhangs, so the detail is a little darker here. But I'm gonna show you something as I'm doing this. All right, maybe there's a little bit of play. Maybe I'll sketch it out right in here. It gets a little dark right in this corner here. Like it kind of pitches off. All right, so we'll put the darkness, the tighter wood grain right in this area in here. I just marked it off just to bring them in a little closer. All right, just like that. Okay, now I will continue with my wood grain. Not as close as the shadow part. Now whatever you choose to be the lit side or the shaded side is also up to you. Where I have this darkness, it's going to probably be the shaded side where I'm at right now. And that will come in the coloring. Once again, if you're going to do it this way, India ink or permanent marker would be best. All right. And I'm getting away with this because of the guiding lines on the top and bottom, so I know where exactly to go. Okay. Just like that. All right. Now, in doing so, I have made my logs disappear a little bit. That's okay. That is a-okay. I'm trying to find, I do have another thicker marker. I don't have it here with me, but that's okay. We'll just improvise with what I have. I'll just double the lines over it. It's not a very hard thing to do because I know where they are. I'll just make the lines a little thicker. in certain areas, certain spots. See that? I don't have to do the whole length of the building doing it this way. See that? Now you start to see what I'm talking about. And I'm just doubling the lines here. Just make them a little thicker. Just like that. So you see them in there. You're gonna do the same exact thing on the other side. You don't have to over exaggerate them. Just want to make them a little thicker so they can be seen. Usually toward the ends of your building. Actually, that one's not too bad. I'll go up another one here. I don't have to do it from I don't have to go straight across, is what I'm trying to say. It's really your judgment call. How far you want to do this, how far you want to take it. Up to you. There, now you can see them. All right, you see where the little shading is. I can probably bring this out a little more. So it's a little bit more, a little further. Like that. All right. Technically, I really don't have to mess with this anymore. This is actually fine. All right. Okay, let's get our trusty eraser back again, if I can find it. Like I say, I really hope this is really educating and helping you out. Okay, I got some gunk on my eraser because I really don't use it much. With these erasers, you know, if you don't use them, they kind of get all sorts of stuff over the time of non-use. They just get stuff on them. And I'm erasing my pencil lines, getting rid of the pencil lines. I don't need them anymore. Okay. There you have it, guys. There is your cabin in its perspective way. Everything matches. All right, now I shall do one more thing before we probably call this it. I'm going to mask this whole cabin. I have 2-inch wide masking tape here. All right. As you can see right through that. Now, as I do this, I do overlap just a tiny fraction of a bit. I do overlap this. All right. Just a little fraction of a bit of an overlap. Just like that. Place it down there pretty firmly also. All right. Because no matter what medium you use, you just don't want anything really seeping under too much. All right, okay. Let's take our X-Acto knife. What you're gonna do is you're going to cut along the outside as close as possible. The outside, as close as possible. Even around in here on the bottom. Do it as close as possible, all right. Okay. And here we go. Give it a little press. Now, be careful with your X-Acto knife, depending on how sharp it is. Try to get it as close to the shape. You're gonna see my head on this. Sorry. Get it as close to the shape as you can. If you cannot, it's all right, because you can correct it in your painting. So, hashtag don't panic. I've been doing this for a minute, so. One of the advantages of having double glued watercolor paper is that you can press a little firm. So you really, in a perfect world, you really want to just go through this one time and one time only, trust me. All right, in a perfect world, this should be it. Carefully, I'm gonna place this knife down here. You just, now I do a pull lift method, but it should come right up. Without any issues. Once again, in a perfect world, I'm lifting and pulling so you don't tear your paper to bits or your canvas. Be careful with the canvas, because especially if you got not using a canvas panel or anything, be careful that you don't cut right through your canvas. That's a whole nother painful issue. I kind of got a little bit of leeway because I'm using this double paper. And there you go. You have a perfectly masked cabin, all set for color later on. All right, now whatever you choose for a background is entirely up to you. All right, so I think I went from A to Z. Let's pull back a little bit. All right, I've entirely went from A to Z with the cabin. With your left and right vanishing point, there's your eye line there. All right, it's your horizon line / eye line. Okay, I put the land here just to show you can have it higher or lower. Definitely up to you where you would like to put the land. Right now, I have changed my mind about the land. I'll put the land a little lower because I already know what I want to do with this cabin. So I really don't want the tutorial to be too long and bore you half to death. I'll put the land, let's put it here, a little bit lower, like that. All right, so I'll establish the land a little lower. Yeah. Now, whatever I decide to put here, entirely up to me, and it will be entirely up to you. This paper is vertical, okay? So I might have a little fun with dealing with whatever I'm going to deal with in doing this. All right, but this is how to do it. I would love to hear your comments. Let me know what you think. Can't wait to, like I say, to hear your comments. Now you know how to do it. This is an 11 by 15 inch double coated watercolor paper. And I did the cabin by hand, starting off with basic geometric shapes. Then I just took permanent marker, permanent Sharpie, just did the details. You don't have to have it this detailed, but I did the details like that. Okay. And just really masked it and cut it. And now it's ready for your painting. All right. Thank you very much. I'll see you when I see you.